Ultimate sailing, the sport enjoyed by millions around the world. People from over 100 countries participate in a variety of forms of sailing, a passion to be enjoyed for a lifetime. For those looking for the ultimate test, slug it out for 2 years in an America's Cup campaign, and every 4 years it is the Olympics. From racing around the globe to racing around the buoys, sailing offers people the opportunity to excel. Looking for speed? You'll find it here.
You can see why we call this ultimate sailing. Hi, I'm Gary Jobson.
And I'm Adrian Karsten. That's ultimate sailing as in competitive, tough, high-end.
You've got it. Our coverage will include the Whitbread Race, the America's Cup, the Transpac, and the Quest for Speed. But today, we're going to college.
And Gary, if you don't think that college sailing is in that ultimate range, guess again.
Actually, you know, there's 200 colleges in America that have active racing programs, and college sailing has been around since the 1890s. Now it's well organized with all-American status, and there are 6,000 college sailors out there competing today.
And Gary, several hundred of them are right here at the United States Naval Academy on Chesapeake Bay, one of the best college sailing programs in the entire world.
They've got 56 dinghies, 46 lasers, 12 J-24s, 20 Navy 44s, and more windsurfers than you can count.
Gary, not a bad setup. Now, I've got some eligibility left. I think I'm going to apply for admission. What do you think?
Well, you know, I actually used to coach here.
And I bet you called it work, too, didn't you? Gary was out in Long Beach for the Collegiate National Championships. I'll have more on that shortly. But first, let's take a look at the rest of today's show. Gary and I will be joined by Susie Leach-Nairn, who worked the foredeck on Mighty Mary during the America's Cup. We'll be traveling to Oregon, where the speedy craft attain speeds of 40 miles per hour and literally fly. But first, the Sperry Topsider Intercollegiate National Championship. The Naval Academy and many other schools have been training for the past year for this event. Navy has won the last 2 nationals, and they are on a mission to three-peat. Look at the precision of the varsity squad. They are so well prepared, but Navy faces a tough field from around America. Now, to win a berth, 8 qualifying events were run around the United States. The top 16 here in Long Beach come from New England, the South, the Midwest, and the West Coast. Welcome, sailors, to the Alamitos Bay Yacht Club in Long Beach, along with host USC. Sailors compete in identical 2-person dinghies. Each team has 2 divisions, A and B. Boats are rotated after each race. Crews prepare by emptying the water out, rigging the sails, and looking after every tiny detail. 50% of the sailors competing are female. College sailing is one of the few co-ed varsity sports. Now, the teams proudly wear their colors and even bring mascots. You earn 1 point for first, 2 points for second, and so on. The entire regatta is a total of 32 races for the 2 divisions. The team with the least points wins. Alternate team members, family, friends, and spectators and coaches watch intently from Belmont Pier in Long Beach. Well, the 1995 Collegiate National Championship is proudly presented by Sperry Topsider, when you know the water. And this program is also presented by Omega, the sign of excellence. And by Laser, the newest Olympic water sport. When we come back, ultimate sailing at its most competitive.
These athletes do more than test our shoes. They torture them. Because we know the worst punishment brings out the best performance. At Sperry Topsider, we don't support the world's most competitive sailors, boaters, and fishermen so we can have a better image. We do it so they can have better shoes.
Omega, the Swiss watch, famous for genuine value, split-second timing, and superior design. The prestigious watch for people who strive for excellence. Omega, the sign of excellence.
Laser, the new Olympic water sport. Harness the power of the wind. Feel the acceleration, the sound of the spray. Your heart beats faster. The wind is free. Use it.
The highlights of this year's America's Cup can be yours. Catch the action, excitement, and controversy of the Citizen Cup and the Louis Vuitton Cup. Meet the courageous sailors of America Cube, the all-women's team, Young America, and Dennis Conner Stars and Stripes, and witness the amazing performance of Black Magic in the Cup Finals. Get the official America's Cup home video from ESPN, just $19.95. Call 1-800-717-ESPN today.
Welcome back to the Sperry Topsider Collegiate National Championship.
In between races, coaches work on strategy, boat handling, and attitude with their teams. Each division has a separate start. There is very little room for the 16 boats to maneuver. The boats race 1/3 of a mile to windward, the first of 6 legs. The second leg, a reach, with the wind coming from the side, the fastest point of sailing. After jibing at Mark II, the boats continue reaching. Then back to windward for the second time. On this leg, the best chance for passing. Leg 5, a run. The trailing boats often catch up by blocking the leader's wind. The final leg, a sprint, back to the finish. The race, 20 minutes long. When it goes well, time for a high five. Now, the key to winning is consistency. Believe it or not, a 4th place average will probably win this regatta. Only feet and inches separate the boats at each turn. If one boat finds a favorable wind shift, the other boats will respond immediately. Many of America's top sailors fine-tune their skills at the collegiate level, including Ted Turner, Dennis Conner, and Peter Eisler. All have gone on to the Olympics and the America's Cup. Tufts coach Ken Legler guides his B Division skipper Graham Woodworth.
It just is the speed of the tack. Well, no, just after the tack, though, boat speed could have been just a little flatter, okay? Beckman was flatter and more trim, okay? You weren't hanking. By a small amount.
What's your strategy going to the next race now?
Let's get a good start. We have good boat speed, so if we get a good start, we'll be in there.
What gives you your edge with your boat speed?
I think we're a little bit lighter than average. We're in the ballpark on weight, but
We're on the other dock.
practice, a little time in the boat.
So, with a little encouragement and some fine-tuning, Woodworth heads out.
But you're having fun.
So what are you trying to say?
Just really minor adjustments if you're doing well, like they just were.
In race 9, Woodworth and one of his 2 crew work the boat to windward. Notice how they keep their weight together for every wave and variation in wind velocity. It takes years of practice to be able to sail with such precision. On the first leg, Woodworth finds himself in 3rd place, but does not panic when Berkeley in number 26 blocks his wind. Berkeley tacks away, and Woodworth loses little distance. And then Woodworth blocks another competitor. At the second mark, Berkeley and Navy are 1st and 2nd, Woodworth 3rd. Berkeley on the right maneuvers into the inside position at Mark III. The jibes are flawless. Navy loses a little time by sailing extra distance. Woodworth moves up a few feet. Back to windward, Woodworth finds a lane with more wind and passes Berkeley to take the lead. Woodworth on the right tacks to cover Dave Hauser, the Berkeley skipper. But Hauser tacks away. Woodworth's teammates watch intently. On the fifth leg, Hauser reclaims the lead and accelerates through a roll jibe. While Hauser and Woodworth fight it out, Ryan Cox of the Naval Academy slips past both and goes on to win. Woodworth finds himself close to Irvine in number 22 and the Coast Guard Academy in boat number 25. Woodworth on the right just edges out Irvine for a respectable third. So you had a good rally right at the finish with a pretty furious tacks right at the end.
Seriously, I just didn't want to lose too many boats to Navy. That was why I really was working hard there, because Navy was in first, and we wanted to only be like as far back as little as we could, you know. So third was good instead of fifth.
Coming down the stretch, everyone studies the scores with intensity. Navy first, Berkeley second, Tufts third, Irvine fourth. Navy gains confidence. What's the word, Coach?
Yeah, we're doing well. Good afternoon. Ryan made a nice race there, and RD got the bullet. So we're holding our own.
Berkeley looks like it's coming on a little bit here.
Berkeley and Tufts are both making a good run at us this afternoon, but I think we're holding them off for now.
So here are the standings. Navy ahead, but several teams in close contention. We'll be back in a moment.
It's coming. More terror than you've ever felt before. Dare you let it in your library.
Stephen King's newest bestseller, Rose Matter. This $25.95 hardcover is yours now for just $7.95 when you try the Stephen King Library. Get the King classics, plus his newest books as soon as they're published. All in original hardcover editions, all at just $14.95 each, all with a cancel anytime guarantee. You can even tell us which books to send. Call now and Rose Matter is yours free for 10 days. If you're not terrified, return it and cancel it. Otherwise, we'll send you a new book every 6 weeks, each with a 10-day free trial. There's never an obligation to buy. Call for your free trial of Rose Matter now.
Call 1-800-752-3336 now to get Rose Matter. Keep it and pay just $7.95 plus shipping and handling. Future volumes will come, one every 6 weeks, each with a 10-day free trial. Keep only the ones you want, cancel anytime. Call 1-800-752-3336.
The girl who wasn't like the other girls. The pretty girl who didn't flirt and giggle. The one who was good at sports, but never on the team. That girl still isn't like the other girls. She never wanted to be.
Welcome back to the Sperry Topsider Collegiate National Championship. Ever wonder how a crew finds an edge?
Now, while these boats are little, the fact is it's the skill of the crew, the skipper and the crew, that makes the difference here. It's how you trim your sails, how you balance your weight, and the tactics you use that makes a difference in winning, because all the boats are identical. A Division heads up for the start of race number 15. Tufts, Irvine, and Berkeley could still pull out a victory if Navy makes a big mistake. Tufts A Division skipper Mark Mendelblatt, number 10, has been one of the toughest competitors this entire season. These sailors will compete in at least a dozen separate regattas in the spring and the fall. Mendelblatt has consistently finished in the top 3 at every major event. As the fleet approaches the first mark and brisk 14-mile-an-hour winds, it's anybody's race. Andy Zinn of Berkeley in number 7 and Ryan Cox of Navy in number 16 are neck and neck for the lead. Navy has trouble trimming the jib and slows down. Cox recovers just in time, but is challenged by Bill Hardesty from arch rival Merchant Marine Academy in number 12. Hardesty forces Cox to tack away, but Hardesty on the right does not maneuver well and loses a boat length. Wisconsin, the host of the 1996 championship, leads. Clearly, Cox is more concerned with covering Berkeley and Tufts. Cox makes his move for the mark. Wisconsin, barely in the lead, rounds first. Behind the leaders, an amazing logjam. After 9 months of practice and racing and 15 races here in Long Beach, every sailor is competing at an equal level, as this turn around the mark shows. Navy quickly passes Wisconsin, pleasing the Navy coaching staff Gary Bodie and James Appel. Cox and his crew stretch their lead on the Reach Lake, surfing for the championship. But Wisconsin is not intimidated by the East Coast powerhouse, tries to gain an inside overlap. Navy number 16 responds and blocks Wisconsin's path. Both lose distance to the rest of the fleet, but a worthwhile gamble by Wisconsin. Navy holds the inside position and makes 2 jibing maneuvers, still holding on to the lead. Navy is pleased that Wisconsin is between them and their nearest rivals. Many of these teams travel here to Long Beach with multiple crews. In light winds, a lightweight crew is used, but in strong winds like today, the sailor with more weight rotates in to give these small dinghies added stability. To imagine tacking a small boat any smoother than Mendelblatt and his crew. Cox wins this heat. Consistency pays. 4th place average wins. But the pressure is still on teammate R.D. Burley.
We're just trying to get out there, just get the top 5 races, around the weather mark, the top 5, and just get going from there. Nothing fancy, just go out there, do the job, get it done.
When you see A division pop out into the lead like they did the last race, does that seem to take the pressure off, or do you just concentrate on your own race?
No, Ryan and I just go out there, do our best, try to get the good finishes, try to round good, and just see where it goes from there.
Casey Fulmer, what is the secret to good coaching in collegiate sailing?
I think you've got to go with what the sailors want to do naturally themselves, and you have to work within what they are capable of doing and what they want to do. It's such a creative sport that if you try to mold them and structure them too much, you're going to be limiting them, and you've got to let them think for themselves, and you've got to find a way to enhance that. So I think the biggest secret is to work with them.
It's a game of decisions, and you make good decisions, and then you start feeling good. And then it's easy to sail well, and good things tend to make more good things happen.
So how do you take some of the information you're learning from B division to help the A division?
Well, normally if we had someone who would listen in A, it would work real well, but the guy in A is not listening, so we just don't take the information on him.
But that's your job as the coach, to make him listen.
If I talk to him, it's worse. He just does what he can, and that'll be the best we can do.
Is it frustrating, you want to get out and just do it yourself?
It's definitely a lot harder to watch than it is to do.
How do you feel about your team's performance so far in the regatta?
We're psyched. We're pumped. This is going great.
With more than a quarter century in the yacht charter business, the Moorings has the know-how and the personal service to provide the very best sailing vacations in the world. Whether you're chartering for the first time or the 50th, we'll suggest the perfect cruising area for you and your family. Choose from one of our 30 locations in the Caribbean, the Mediterranean, or the South Pacific. No matter where you sail, you'll find spotless, impeccably maintained boats ready to deliver you to the shores of paradise. So what are you waiting for? The America's Cup, the sailing world's greatest test of talent and technology. From the training to the trials to the finals, we're proud that our revolutionary SB 770 was the footwear of choice for finalists, Team New Zealand and Team Dennis Conner. It took the most competitive race in sailing to prove that when it comes to high-performance marine shoes, there is no competition. Sperry Topsider, when you know the water.
If you want your stomach to look like this, or you want the great feeling of a lean waistline, then you want 8-Minute Abs.
8-Minute Abs is great. I pop it in, I'm done, and it works.
8-Minute Abs takes you through a series of simple movements scientifically designed into an 8-minute program for fast results.
I use 8-Minute Abs, and I recommend it to all of my clients.
I used to wear loose clothes to hide my tummy, but look, now I use 8-Minute Abs.
The secret to 8-Minute Abs is using the abdominal muscles in a specific sequence to maximize effectiveness, and that's why it works. It gets the job done in only 8 minutes.
If you've got 8 minutes and a VCR, you'll get great abs too.
Call now to get yours for only $19.95, and we'll also send 8-minute buns absolutely free. That's a $40 value for just $19.95.
Call 1-800-472-1700 to order with a check or credit card. That's 1-800-472-1700. Call right now.
With one race to go, the Naval Academy's Ryan Cox and R.D. Burley discuss strategy. In the final B Division race, Burley has to sail cleanly and not foul to secure the national title. Berkeley ends up second to Navy. Irvine places third. The overall victory to the Naval Academy. An amazing three-peat. What was the toughest thing about winning this regatta?
I don't know, probably just getting here after the qualifiers and stuff like that. It was like Mesa's a real tough district, and just getting to the regatta itself is probably one of the hardest things to do.
I think one of the impressive things is you took on 2 California teams that are really good in these particular waters, and you were able to beat them. What was the secret to your success?
Well, I don't know. We just kind of didn't look at anybody really and sail as hard as we could all the time, and just kind of separated from everybody. We had a good year all along, and we knew we were fast. We knew we were a good team, and we were confident in that, and we just sailed hard and pulled away.
You feel a lot of pressure from the skipper? You know, the coaches are watching you carefully.
Of course. Yeah. There is a lot of pressure with them, but for the most part, we do okay. Just go out there and try to do your best the whole time.
It's all mental. You try to stay prepared the whole time, even though you might not be going in, you might be going in. You just have to stay focused and think, well, if you are going in, you have to be ready for it.
It's better to be on the water, though, than on the dock, right?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Omega, the Swiss watch, famous for genuine value, split-second timing, and superior design. The prestigious watch for people who strive for excellence. Omega, the sign of excellence.
Laser, the new Olympic water sport. Harness the power of the wind. Feel the acceleration, the sound of the spray. Your heart beats faster. The wind is free. Use it.
One of the highlights in our sport is sailing downwind with the wind at your back and the spinnaker up.
Well, once in a while, you're going to have to maneuver to get where you're going.
We call that jibing. Now, you can do this with 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, and it's really important to talk through what you're going to do in advance. That's why in some boats, you'll find that some skippers yell more and more about less and less, but we're not going to do that.
No, Gary, we're friends.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to handle the tiller, and the guy in sheet. These are the lines or ropes that are attached to the sail during these maneuvers. And Susie, well, she's going to do the foredeck.
That's easy enough for you to say, Gary. You haven't been up there recently, have you?
No, not in a long time, but that is your specialty. Okay, let's go through a jibe. I'm going to handle the guy in the sheet attached to the sails, and I'm going to handle the main sheet, swinging the mainsail over. I get the boat, I bear off, so I'm going directly downwind. The wind is coming directly behind me. Jibing Susie, she says ready. I throw the mainsail over. I switch my hands with the guy in the sheet, and voila, a perfect jibe.
What we do on smaller boats is called an end-for-end jibe. What you do is you're going to be disconnecting the pole completely from the mast. First, you take a couple inches of ease on the foreguy to make your job a little easier. Disconnect the inboard end, outboard end, might twist it a little bit to help pop out. Put the new guy on, push the pole out nice and smoothly so you don't disrupt the sail, and then jam the new end in on the mast. Made, Gary.
Okay, that was fun. Each year, the Intercollegiate Yacht Racing Association names an All-America team. Up to 20 sailors are honored for their accomplishments. The team is sponsored by Ronstand, manufacturer of marine hardware. Ronstand views their commitment as an investment in future Olympic and America's Cup sailors. Ronstand is proud to play a role.
So, after 3 days and 32 intense races, here are the final standings of the Sperry Topsider Intercollegiate National Championship. This program has been brought to you by Omega, the sign of excellence. And by Laser, the new Olympic water sport. Join us at 11 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday, July 19th